The Grand Galactic Council assembled under the shimmer of the Helion rings, a structure so vast it wrapped around a dying star. Representatives from more than 300 species had gathered, their voices rising in countless frequencies. The matter on the table was simple yet unsettling. Humanity had stopped responding to all Council transmissions. The humans, a young species by galactic standards, had always been unpredictable. They joined the Council reluctantly a century ago, contributed little to trade, and avoided most diplomatic gatherings. Yet they possessed a stubborn streak that no species fully understood. Recently, the patrol fleets near Terran space had detected strange energy readings. Massive, ancient signals buried deep beneath the moons of their home system. Admiral Krell of the Thelian Dominion addressed the hall. His translucent skin flickered with irritation as he spoke. "We demand transparency. Humanity hides something immense within its system. Our sensors detect ancient hull signatures predating our own oldest fleets. No world of their age should hold technology of that magnitude." The murmurs grew louder. The Varn Collective's spindly diplomat emitted a shrill pulse. Perhaps they uncovered relics, or perhaps they've constructed something forbidden. Either way, it must be verified. For the first time in millennia, the Council authorized an investigation fleet to enter Sol. 20 battleships and 4 research vessels set course toward Earth's sector. The expedition was meant to be peaceful, but every captain aboard knew this mission could spark war. As the fleet approached the outer edges of Sol, the first anomalies appeared. Gravity distortions rippled like invisible waves. Ancient satellites drifted silently, their designs unmatched by any known builder. On the dark side of Pluto, the fleet encountered a derelict structure, black, silent, and immense. Commander Loran of the lead ship ordered scans. The structure measured nearly 2,000 kilometers long, forged from an alloy unknown to any science. Its surface emitted no light, yet the sensors screamed under the energy contained within it. "This is impossible," muttered Loran. "Nothing human could build this." Moments later, a transmission echoed through every channel. It came not from the fleet, but from the structure itself. "This is the Terran Defense Archive. Unauthorized approach detected. Identify yourselves." The voice was calm, mechanical, yet human. It sent chills through every bridge. The admiral in charge of the expedition responded, announcing the Council's authority and peaceful intentions. There was a pause. Then the voice replied, "Council authority does not apply within Terran jurisdiction. Withdraw." Before the admiral could respond, a sudden flare of light erupted from the dark monolith. A pulse expanded outward, sweeping across every ship. Systems flickered, engines faltered, weapons went dead. It lasted only a moment, but when it ended, the alien crews realized every single weapon core had been disarmed. "This cannot be," gasped the admiral. They disabled 20 ships in one breath. The fleet retreated to a safer distance while sending urgent reports back to the Council. Within a week, the galaxy was in chaos. Rumors spread that humanity had uncovered technology older than recorded civilization. Others whispered that they had not uncovered it. They had built it. The Council summoned an emergency assembly. Every species demanded answers. Yet Earth remained silent. Then one day the silence broke. A single human ship entered the neutral zone near the Council's capital. It was colossal, dwarfing the escort vessels that approached it. Its surface was dark metal lined with faint gold seams. No identifiable markings, no visible engines. It simply glided into the system, silent and graceful. From its hull, a holographic message was projected for all to witness. A human officer appeared, calm, uniform, neat, eyes unreadable. "Council representatives," the voice began. "For centuries you believed humanity was a child among the stars. You measured our worth by your timelines, your wars, your empires, but humanity's reach extends beyond your memory. The warships you detected are not relics we found. They are ours. They were forged before your oldest nations learned to shape metal." Gasps rippled through the assembly. The claim was absurd. Yet the evidence stood in orbit before them, undeniable. The officer continued. "We were once explorers long before the fall of the first great wave of galactic civilizations. When that era ended, we withdrew. We concealed our legacy, rebuilt our homeworld, and waited. We knew another age would rise, and with it another council. You are that council." The screen filled with images. Ancient battles fought among shattered stars. Fleets of human vessels engaging titanic alien constructs. Entire sectors burning with energy storms. Each image bore timestamps so old they predated every empire in the Council's records. "This cannot be real," whispered a scientist from the Varn Collective. But the humans did not argue. They simply transmitted more data, coordinates, ruins, fragments of human architecture scattered across forgotten systems. Each one matched ancient myths other species had preserved in fragmented records. The human envoy spoke again. "When your empires rose, we watched. When you fought your wars, we stayed hidden. We wanted to see if this age could avoid the mistakes of the last. But your fleets near Sol crossed a boundary you did not understand. You entered the graveyard of an era that died before your kind learned to speak. Now you have awakened it." At those words, sensors across the Council capital detected multiple warp breaches. Outside the system, 6 more ships arrived. They were unlike anything seen before. Massive, angular, and cloaked in a blackness that seemed to devour light. Each one bore markings in a language lost to all known archives, yet somehow every being recognized it instinctively. Terran. The lead ship's hull shimmered with faint gold patterns forming ancient emblems. One of the Council guards whispered, "Those designs match the myths of the first makers." The humans addressed the Council again. "These are the Ark-class warships, built during the old expansion, preserved beneath our moons until the stars aligned once more. We never intended to reveal them, but your intrusion forced our hand. Understand this: humanity has never been defenseless. The silence that followed was absolute. Even the most warlike species hesitated. The ships emitted power readings so intense that sensors failed to calculate their limits. Each could erase fleets alone. Still, the Council's pride would not yield easily. Admiral Krell demanded proof of control, insisting the humans demonstrate their power under supervision. The human envoy nodded once. Moments later, one of the Ark ships turned toward a dead moon orbiting nearby. A beam of pale light formed at its core. The moon disintegrated into dust without a sound. Not shattered, not vaporized, erased completely. No explosion, no debris, only silence and empty space. Every being in the chamber stared in disbelief. Humanity had just erased a celestial body with a gesture. The envoy's voice returned, calm and final. "These vessels were built to end wars that could shatter galaxies. We preserved them not as weapons, but as reminders. You see us as young because you only know our recent centuries. The truth is, we fell once and learned to rise again. The universe is old, and so are we." The Council tried to negotiate to regain control of the situation, but humanity no longer bowed to them. Instead, they issued a single statement, a declaration that would echo for centuries. "Terran space is sovereign. No Council fleet shall enter without invitation. We will trade, we will communicate, but we will never kneel. If you wish peace, respect our boundary. If you seek conflict, understand that we do not fear extinction. We've survived it before." The broadcast ended. The human ships turned, vanishing into the dark. No warp signature remained. In the following weeks, the Council divided. Some species advocated for alliance, others whispered of preemptive strikes. Yet none dared to act. Patrols sent near Sol reported nothing. No ships, no signals, only silence and faint gravitational distortions where the Ark ships once stood. Centuries of arrogance began to crumble. The Thelians withdrew their fleets from the border. The Varn halted their expansion. The Council learned to tread carefully. For every time they looked toward Sul, they remembered the moon that had ceased to exist. But among the younger species, humanity's revelation ignited fascination. Explorers sought the ruins humans had revealed, uncovering fragments of an ancient galactic age once thought mythical. They found weapons turned to stone, cities fossilized in crystal, and inscriptions bearing a single symbol, the Terran crest. Whispers spread that humanity had been the architects of the first galactic order. Some believed they abandoned it after witnessing its collapse. Others said they caused it, then buried the evidence. No one knew the truth, and the humans never explained further. Decades later, a small delegation from the Council requested another meeting with humanity. They arrived in Earth orbit, expecting resistance. Instead, they found the planet peaceful, alive, and quiet. A human representative welcomed them aboard a simple station, far humbler than the Ark ships they feared. The alien leader spoke cautiously. "We do not wish conflict. We wish understanding."
"Why conceal such power?"
The human smiled gently. "Because power without wisdom is destruction. We concealed it until we were certain we would not repeat the mistakes of the past. Our old empire fell because we forgot humility. The galaxy does not need more conquerors, it needs balance. The alien pressed further. Will you ever share this knowledge? Perhaps.